Hey, what is up guys? GuitarRock here, welcome back to another Nikke Goddess of Victory video. Alright, today's video we're going to talk about the upcoming characters, summer events. If you guys are not aware, particularly Mary, because they just released her skill. But first things first, I want to warn you guys a little bit ahead of time. If you guys are not aware, regarding the summer event, that it is going to last apparently for 2 months. Yes, you heard me right, 2 freaking months. Right here you can see they plan to run this from June to August, summer team event in Goddess of Victory Nikke. Now, as of now, we only know 2 characters per se, which is going to be Neon right here, the Blue Ocean version, and also Mary, the Bay Goddess. So, I am aware that these 2 characters are limited and you guys are deciding on who you want to get. But there might be more limited characters coming later on in July, in August, so keep that in mind. So make sure you guys are aware of that. If you're pulling, make sure you guys be prepared. There's going to be a lot of gems out of your pockets. So let's jump into it. Okay, so first things first, let's just focus on the first part of the event, Unexpected Encounter on Blue Water Island. So we're gonna have Mary as a character first, and Neon perhaps is going to come later. So let's talk a little bit about Mary since they've revealed the skill, so we can talk a little bit about her, do some comparison with a lot of other characters that we have perhaps right now. So Mary is a supporter Burst 1, Sniper Rifle, Water. Alright, so when I first look at Sniper Rifle per se, I generally dislike sniper rifles as attackers. Alright, as they tend to do less damage. Most sniper rifles, they do very subpar damage, with the exception of maybe Alice. She's one of the few that can maybe do more than others, but a lot of them typically they are just like not good damage dealers generally. So I'm pretty glad to see Mary appearing as a supporter. So right here you can see skill 1, passive, Seaside Sunshine. So this is going to activate when entering full burst. So every time you enter full burst, affects everyone. So what this does is it's gonna do 3 things that triggers repeatedly. Once recovers 1.05% of caster's final max HP. Right there you can see. Twice recovers 3.69% of caster's final max HP. And 3 times it's gonna go up to 6.86% of caster's final max HP every 1 second for 5 seconds. That's a good heal. Alright, that's a good heal to affect everyone right there. For a passive, alright, she's going to heal a lot. She's probably going to be a generic healer. Passive number 2, skill 2. When you enter burst skill, right, affects all water code allies. Now this is something to keep in mind. Right now you can see, depending on the activation of time, once it's going to increase damage as strong element, 20.85% for 3 seconds. Alright, twice, damage as strong element increased to 13.88% for 5 seconds, and 3 times it's going to go up to 8.36% for 10 seconds. So this is going to affect only water units, water characters. And then the last but not least, the burst skill right there you can see, Tranquil Waters, affects all water code allies, increase everyone's attack by 23.23% for 3 seconds. Also, you can see affects all allies, recovers 27.87% of the caster's final max HP as HP for 10 seconds. Now, to give you guys a little bit of context for the burst skill right here. Yes, it's cool, it's 20 seconds for sure, very strong. But you can see, compared to let's say someone like Lita, which I think we can give a direct comparison to. Lita has increasing attack by 66% for 5 seconds. Now, when you look at Lita's numbers and when you look at increased attack by 23.23% for 3 seconds, it doesn't seem that impressive, right? It's more for the heal. You're getting some attack boost alongside with it, but it's just you're mostly using her to heal. Alright, ideally, that's going to be one of the main purpose of you to use Mary, Bay Goddess. Now 3 seconds, I would just wish that would be more. Like considering that this only affects water code allies, and Lita straight up just increase like everybody's attack. She doesn't just increase one particular type, she just works for everyone. She's just going to be universally better. So burst skill overall felt really underwhelming. So now let's look at the other skills right here. The skill 2, okay, where this is going to increase your damage against enemies, right? So for water code allies. Now, I actually prefer skills like this where you increase your allies water type rather than increasing the damage deal against certain enemies, because that has to rely on enemy, whereas this one has to rely on you building your own team. However, if you look at the roster for all the water type characters that we can have right now, it's a bit lacking, right? So I think everybody has Privati, so that's totally fine. You're gonna have Privati for sure. But then you look at the burst tree, you look at the damage dealer, it seems a little bit lacking right now in terms of, you know, who can do damage. Vesti, maybe she can do decent damage. Privati is gonna be there to support, depending on what she's needed in the team for, either to stun the enemy or to basically clear some mobs. She can do that. Brit and Helm, they don't provide the best of damage. Helm is mostly healer, alright, if you need another healer, but if you have Mary, Bay Goddess, very high chance that you won't be using Helm alongside with it, because all the healing seems to be done right here. This is going to be more than sufficient enough. So we don't really have that good of a water roster right now, sadly. The only one that I can think of, the strongest one, is going to be perhaps Dorothy. Alright, Dorothy is probably going to be the best water type Nikke for damage wise. Unfortunately, she competes with Dorothy in terms of the same burst slot, right? Both of them are competing in that burst 1 slot. So that's something to keep in mind as well. It seems like something that players have to take into consideration if you are considering to get her. So far I am already seeing some issues with her generally. I don't think she's going to be that impressive, and it's going to be quite hard to test her, because that means you will need to build a team around her, and I generally am not a big fan of characters or units that functions that way. Alright, alongside with that, we're also going to have Neon later on. You can see probably Neon is going to be a better pick for everyone. So if you guys are wondering what Neon does, right here you can see in the patch, Neon Blue Ocean is going to be focused on continuously launching powerful explosive bullets. I think she's going to be much more of a damage dealer. Her skill hasn't been released yet at the time of now, attacking multiple enemies at the time. Her skills can also increase her own code damage and deal additional damage to fire code enemies. Again, seems like also increasing water type allies, it seems, or maybe just her own self in this case. She unleashed more power in the presence of fire code enemy units. So this is something that we'll have to see. Neon versus Mary. If you care about meta, I have a feeling Neon might be slightly better, again depending on who you need, right? In terms of healers, right now, Mary, Burst 1, she's competing against a lot of other characters that can provide similar function, alright? Like Rapunzel can also heal. We also got Blanc and Noir recently. If you're pulling Mary just because she's limited, like I mentioned, there might be more limiters to come. So that's something that maybe you want to hold off a little bit. So let's have a look at the remaining stuff in terms of what we can expect, right? Alongside with that, we're also going to have Pepper, which is going to be available in a special costume. That's going to be for the Blue Water Pass new story event for Blue Water Island. There'll be challenge stage, there'll be summer minigame, which I do appreciate. I love minigames. Alright, vacation plan for summer login, full birthday coming this week on this weekend. Co-op again, this time we have Stormbringer. Union Raid is coming again on June 30th, so that's going to be slightly later. Now apparently there's going to be an arena reset and arena reshuffle as well, if you guys are not aware. So they are changing it to, they're not changing the time, it's still going to be 14 days, but there's going to be a group reassignment. So make sure you guys are aware of that, because plenty of players are putting themselves in the reroll account. In the death notes, they did mention this, something similar as well, alongside with the Mononia costume that will be shown to us within the third quarter. They're going to update the blah blah that will be coming in July, and they will be introducing the new champion arena. So that's going to be something that we can expect later on. So overall, this is going to be the patch for Nikke. Can't wait for the event coming in 2 days. So yeah, let me know what you guys think overall of Mary Bay Goddess. Are you guys pulling? Are you guys waiting to see later on in part 2 of the summer event? Maybe there's more Nikkes to obtain later on. Hey, let me know in the comment section below. As always, subscribe, give this video a like. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a nice day. Goodbye.